We back, Soup Talk Podcast. The Supers are back. The Supers are back. How everybody been? We got another guest today. Coming straight. I don't know where Anderson be at. Anderson Burros.
Yo, what's up, guys?
What's up,
What's
Anderson,
going on?
man? So what's been new?
Hey, first off, I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina, just for future
Anderson,
introductions.
I know that.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, man, I just got a battle dot 2 weekends ago, so I'm coming off of that, and yeah, that's the main thing I've been up to, and yeah, I actually watched the battle today. I'm actually editing a trailer for the event. And so I got to finally see all the battles from the event, and it was a really dope event. Everybody on the card did incredibly well, and I'm excited for it all to come out.
Who all was on the card?
It was oh shoot, I should know this. I'm working on a trailer. Rubando versus Truth Watson, and Clone versus shoot. Oh, y'all are gonna get me in trouble with people. I forget, man. I forget. But it was a close quarters 2 card. Did y'all hear about that?
Yeah, was Ace and Saint on that card?
No. It was the card with it was supposed to be Your Honor and God, I can't remember a thing from this event. Your Honor and Gunpowder Pat versus Squeako and Young X. That was that didn't happen. Anyways. It was a smaller card in Virginia 2 weeks ago. It's a dot, and I ended up being the headliners on that. And it was it went really well. So that's the thing. That's the most recent battle, and that should be coming out on the URL app pretty soon. So that's the thing I've been doing mainly.
Okay.
Yeah. How did you and Dot battle go?
It went really well, man. Dot was really freaking good. I think I got it pretty clearly. But I was really impressed with Dot. I mean, his rounds were 3 times longer than mine, which I knew going in. But he had some moments, man. He did really well. But I think people that are fans of mine are going to like this battle a lot more than the Sway battle. I really kind of I focused on what works for a URL crowd, and I try to tailor my material a lot more towards that. So it's a lot more aggressive. It's a lot more. I'm like, if people think I can't rap, then I'm going to rap a lot on this. And I worked on just really landing a lot harder haymakers, which is a very vague thing to try to improve on. But I think it turned out well. So I'm just kind of figuring out what works better on URL than other leagues. So, I was excited with it. Yeah, man.
That's what I'm talking about, Anderson. Perfect your craft, baby. Do it for the land. That's what I'm talking about, Anderson.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Because you can't just sit on that Sway battle. Hell no, we can't do that. No.
Nope. Nah. I appreciate it. I think last time I came on here, man, y'all brought me on. You're like, dude, what happened? I'm like, I don't know, man. It's been 4 months, man. Y'all gotta, I really appreciate it. I'll be really curious what y'all's thoughts are when this battle comes out, and just I know y'all be honest with me. But I haven't thought about that. When I was driving home from the event, I'm like, I wonder if the guys from the Soup Talk podcast, what their thoughts on this one will be. Hopefully they think it's better than me and Sway. Yeah, man. But I'll be excited to get your thoughts on that.
That's what's up. So, hey, man. So I was hyped. I had seen your promo video for the Hitman League. I was excited you was gonna get in there. Can you speak on that? What happened?
Yeah. So I didn't know anything. I mean, leading up, it was just right before the dot battle. So that's all I was focused on. But yeah, then I think Jazz tagged me on Instagram. The Hitman was doing a show, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll make a promo video for it. And so yeah, I made a promo video. But the real reason I made it, I didn't really intend to try to get on the show as a contestant, just because I don't know. I didn't know much about the show. I'd be happy to do it, but I was thinking, I'm like, the real reason I want to make a promo video is to try to show Hitman, like, hey, I can create funny, engaging things, and I'd be really good behind the scenes too, because I see something like I think the idea of a battle rap reality show can work really, really well if it's done the right way, and I think there's a few ways to do it right, but there's a billion ways to do it wrong. And so it was kind of like when I saw Surf wanting to do Midnight Madness, and I was like, as far as like the filming and stuff goes, like there's so many ways to do this wrong, and I really wanted to help make it work. And obviously Midnight Madness worked because of Surf and Jack and Bill. It wasn't just me, but like that's like, so I wanted to try to do that with Hitman. And so I put out the promo video thing. And Hitman reached out and he's like, hey man, it's like, you were to do the show, about, he asked me like, are you under like contract or anything? And it's, I don't know how much I can talk about stuff and how much trouble I can get in. I think I'm good, but, contracts are always weird with URL, and I won't go into specifics or anything, but like, I don't even really know the specifics, but I was just I'll be honest with anyone about it. And I'll be like, it's more so like I can kind of, I don't know. I don't know the specifics on the contract exactly. I just know that there's like, it's not so much like you'll get sued or anything, at least for somebody like me. If you go anywhere, it's more so just like okay, we're not going to rock with you anymore. It's kind of how it's always been explained to me. But like I said, I didn't really intend to really want to be on the show as a contestant. And so I was just basically like, I'd love to help you like behind the scenes, like creativity and like figuring out how to structure this show. Cause I'm in film school, and that's what I was really interested in. And so we're like, anyways, that's where it is like right now. I can't get into too many specific things, and I'm not sure if I'll be involved in the show at all. But it was just kind of cool to talk to Hitman, 'cause I've always been a fan of him. And it's just fun to make content that people like him enjoy. That's kind of like the update with that.
Okay, hey, appreciate that insight. Hey man, smack like Tony Soprano, man. Like, you got to watch it, man.
Well, kind of. I never know. That's the thing. Like, I don't pay it a lot of attention to like I feel like there's so much drama in battle rap all the time that I just don't have. It's like its own soap show, and I just don't have time to keep up with all of it. So I don't know who's beefing with who. I don't know anything about that stuff, and so I just didn't want to like wear all like blue walking through Compton or whatever. Like I like that type. Like I don't want to like do the wrong thing unintentionally. And piss off people unintentionally. And so that's where I'm always just trying to be like, I don't know. Cause to me, I think it's all kind of stupid, but I don't like to ruffle feathers unless I'm trying to get a battle going. But if I'm not, then I don't want to piss off anybody. You just try to, I don't know. It's tricky.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I feel you on that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
So you said I like what you said about a battle rap reality show could be done wrong or right. So what is your viewpoints on Slaughterhouse? Do you think that was done right? What do you think could have been done better?
Okay, dude. So Total Slaughter. So I actually, like last month, I actually sat down and I rewatched all the episodes, and it's really good. And it's fascinating to watch how much everyone on that show had changed over, it's been like 7 or 8 years. But it was good. Like the whole build up to it was good, and it did work. And I think, especially now, there would be a better audience for that type of like put battle rappers in a house and make them battle each other. But the problem I think is that they focused on, when it came to selecting the battlers on that show, they really focused on who has like the most clout. And that's a well, I mean, not even that. They had a good variety. Sorry, I haven't thought this through at all, so I'm going to say something that's going to get me in trouble. But like, if the show itself worked, I think it was just the final presentation of the actual Total Slaughter event that it just didn't work, because again, when it comes to the filming and the production of the show, you had non-battle rap people trying to pull off a battle rap event. And when you do that, it's going to look very strange. So it's immediately going to alienate all of the battle rap fan base that would tune into this, because they're going to, like, you know, all the shots were really far away. The stage, there was no crowd on the stage, so it felt really empty. Joe Budden had to use a handheld mic. It was bad. It didn't come off well at all. And that's why that aspect failed. But the show itself, if you go back and watch it, it's very entertaining. I think that you just have to focus more on the personality, and there's certain personalities that I think, especially now with battle rap, that would work really well. I think J2 would be amazing on a battle rap reality show. I think Bad News would be really good for a battle rap reality show. I think Frack would be really good. I think you can assemble like a good lineup of battlers with like very interesting personalities, and that people would tune into that, because people already tune into freaking Housewives of Atlanta, and they're just housewives in Atlanta, but people tune into it. And it's a massive show. You could do something with people like with actual like talent, and I think that could work. You just have to make sure the rounds are short and that the bars are digestible, and it's not a bunch of like super over the head of the casual fan. It's more easy to digest, and I think that you could accomplish that.
That's a great breakdown, Anderson. That was crazy.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, man.
That was a great breakdown. Okay. Since we last talked, man, so are you going to be on URL again before the end of the year?
I hope so, man. You know, when before this card, I was talking to somebody at URL, and he's like, you know, yeah, man, this is like, you know, this is kind of the chopping block for a lot of artists, and so like, you know, it's either like going to make or break you. And that is scary, and it's kind of frustrating, because I went through the entire Crucible process and was a finalist in that, and then had, you know, Moment of the Year last year, and then, you know, I just battled Swave and still beat him, just didn't do as well as people were thinking I'd do. So it felt weird to like be on a chopping block when I'm undefeated, and I feel like I've done what's been asked of me. So that kind of lit a fire under me, and so I hopefully with this performance, it's enough to get people interested in seeing me more so. But the thing they were telling me afterwards, I talked to some people afterwards, and they're like, yeah, you know, you did great. And the thing is that it is hard to find me specifically an opponent. They said it's pretty much like me and J2 it's hard to find people that want to battle us, because it's a high risk, low reward type of thing, because it's like, that's what I was thinking, even going into the Dot battle. It was interesting, because I was thinking about when I was preparing for Dot, I'm like, you know what's funny is, like, if I beat Dot or Dot beats me, it's not going to mean a ton to people either way. Because like, if Dot beats me, it's like, well, you beat a guy in the Crucible. And if I beat Dot, it's like, well, you beat Dot. Like, there's not like a bunch. And I think that that's the hard part about battling up and comers, because if they beat you, you look really bad. Like, it definitely damaged Swave's, you know, people, like, it made Swave look really bad that he lost to me. And I think, especially when you add in the promo element, because you know, say what you want about like my rapping, I'll make you look crazy before the battle. Like, I'll embarrass you a lot in the promo stuff, and it'll get shared on Twitter, and people will be laughing at you for at least a day. And that's not fun to endure. And so it's just not a lot of people are dying to, there's just other battles that people would rather take than somebody like me. And so it's more so finding the right people that are willing to do it for, you know, and not just jack up their price. And so that's kind of the struggle that I think URL is kind of having right now. And again, I don't know, I'm not in these meetings or anything, but that's what's been kind of relayed to me. Yeah, I think this battle definitely helped my standing a lot, and I definitely hopefully won't be taking another 6-month break from URL. So I definitely would like to battle on there again before the year's out. But yeah, that's what kind of what I'm hoping. But we'll see when this battle drops.
Okay. So let me ask you.
And I'm giving like freaking small TED Talks here. I'm not even giving answers. I'm sorry if I'm rambling a lot, but
no, you're good, man. It's good for your fans and our fans, man. It's good convo. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So
I think what it is, man. I think you don't ever talk about battle rap in like your personal life because, like, it's such a niche thing. So like when you get a chance to talk about battle rap, you just like it's so much built up that it's like I got so much to say about this. And yeah, so I really appreciate podcasts like this, man. I'm like, let's talk about this all day. It's so much fun. Yeah. Sorry, what's your question?
Yeah. So what battles recently have you seen since the last time we talked that really like either motivated you or you was like, I want to battle him or her?
Yeah. Let's see. I've seen. That's kind of the problem, man. There's just so many freaking events always happening, and there's the best event of the year, I think, to me, like bar none, might be the best event of the past like couple years was Banned for me because it was like this is how they should do every single event, in my opinion, man. It should be one rounders and a ton of people on the card. You don't know who's on the card until they turn on the lights in between the battles because then it's exciting. And also the battles are so easily digestible. So all the battles are like 10 to 12 minutes, and you can get through it. And that to me, it makes me want to do a Banned card so badly because I would it's so exciting to me personally. I mean, what y'all think about Banned?
Yo, when Banned first came out, the whole black and white and the whole intimate feel of the crowd seemed closer. Yeah, it was good. I went to a Banned event. I went to a Banned Legacy twice, matter of fact, yeah. Yeah, that environment, really? That structure, yeah, when Smack came to Richmond those weekends, yeah, I was there for that.
Yeah. I think they wanted this one on this year has been the only one they've done on Caffeine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so like it was really fun to like watch it live and like legitimately find out at the moment. Like it's that's so much more fun to me than seeing a lineup that you just kind of then it's like you're not making up the matchups in your head, and I don't know. So that's a card I'd really like to get on at some point. But yeah, as far as like the actual specific battles, again, and I say this every time I get a chance, man. Kid Chaos's performance versus B Dot on that card is so slept on. His freaking bar, the Kid Chaos said the thing about like it may seem grade school, but you'll get riddled with bullets. You're gonna need a pair of docs. Don't make me make you. Is something I think about like once a week. It is still so mind blowing to me. That's just like, and they got so slept on, and I'm still so mad that no one is freaking out over that bar more. But yeah, but recently I did see Chilla versus Mike, and man, Chilla went off on that, bro. Chilla did really, really well. And Mike did pretty well. Mike's first wasn't great, but he got beat pretty badly, but like it was a really good Chilla Jones. And so yeah, that was a surprisingly like pretty good battle. And then I saw Next and Don Marino, and dude, I always feel so much better about people hating on me, like in this culture every time I see Next perform because he is so good and people hate him. I don't understand. It is so bizarre to me that people don't like Next. Like his stuff that he says is so good. And I don't get how he gets so much hate. Like I get maybe not liking his stuff, but he gets like hated. And I think that's so fascinating to me. I don't get the hate on him at all. I think he's insanely talented. And I don't know, man. Watching him, it motivates me to write because he says some stuff and I'm like, dude, that is just insane. So
I think the thing with Next Anderson is, sorry to interrupt. It's just like I think the thing with Next is I think you've been on URL more than he has since the Crucible, since that whole tournament.
Next got a push. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Who did Next battle since that tournament?
Next had like 3 battles in the tournament, but after that, I don't think we've seen him. He's more of a KOTD rapper. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
that.
He hasn't had a battle since the tournament. Not on URL.
Yeah. Now, I mean, I don't think he's ever been on King of the Dot. I think, or maybe he's been. I think he's been on the Riot, and he's been on iBattle, and he's been doing a lot of independent leagues. But I think the problem with Next, I think there's 2 problems with Next. I think one is that he skipped the Crucible because he placed out of the Crucible for whatever reason, and he ran with the idea of like Mr. Skip the Process. And he was, and Next is so good. He would have without doubt been like a finalist in the Crucible, but he's not just like head and shoulders above everyone else. When it comes to like the top guys in the Crucible, like he's still insanely good,
right?
But like the Crucible is like the best up and comers in the, like they went through the whole, like the country. So like Next, I think he had the kind of the LeBron thing where like it was like when LeBron was in high school, he was like the chosen one. Except, you know, LeBron like lived up to that insane legacy.
Okay, Anderson.
So would you battle?
I think
Is he there, or did he?
I think something happened. His mic or something. He gonna come right.
I'm about to ask him will he battle. I'm about to ask him will he battle Kid Chaos. But you know that's like North Carolina. Oh, like they don't battle each other.
I ain't gonna lie, man. All the times I've seen Kid Chaos, it ain't do it for me. Maybe I'm just not getting the balls, I guess. I don't know. I just Anderson,
hey, can you hear me now?
Yeah. You good.
Yeah.
So do you think Kid Chaos is too bar heavy to where he might not, like, do you think he would have did good in this recent UN5 tournament?
I think he would have done well. I think his stuff is very heavy, and it's I think Real Sick did a great job of breaking them down. Where he goes, you say so much just to say so little, which ironically I think is kind of a similar problem that I think Real Sick kind of running into like slightly. Like they're both so freaking good. If there's like any criticism of them, though, it would be that the Kid Chaos can get too word heavy. I think when you compare, it's so comparable to like B Dot in the sense of like they kind of do the same, like super complex writing. That's I don't know. You can only take so much of that, and but I think Kid Chaos just gets slept on a lot, and some of this stuff is so good, but you know he just says a lot of stuff, so it's hard to follow it. I not to say that like he's the best ever. I just think that he is someone that gets slept on a lot, and I see a lot of battlers come continuously on URL like and come with like kind of subpar performances, and I get frustrated. I'm like, give like Kid Chaos, you're like just throw him on a card, like he'll do something different, and I kind of look at Kid Chaos and Next kind of in the same way. Like I don't think they get the recognition they deserve personally.
Okay. I think too though. Yeah. Do you think it's something towards like when you on URL having a like we was recently talking to Your Honor about this. I think sometimes battle rappers take too long to get to the punch. And I get it. You want to be intricate with your bar. Like the way your style is good because you're funny in between the punches. And so we're laughing, and then when you do drop us with the bar, it's still hot, so you still keeping us entertained throughout the round. But I think some guys just take too long to paint a picture, and by the time you paint the picture, I don't care no more. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah.
No, that's a very, very good. That's absolutely true. I think that, especially I think it's different with caffeine now because it used to be before like live streaming battles. These things are just drop on YouTube like one at a time. Not all at once. And so you could like these cards were a lot easier to get through because dude, every time I'm watching an event at Caffeine, like by the time they're in that final battle, I'm so ready to stop watching because I'm just so tired because I've been watching Caffeine for 6 freaking hours, and there's always a delay. There's always like a 30-minute thing in between. Like it's a lot of battle rap to digest. And again, if they had cards once every month or every 2 months, it'd be a lot easier. But there's just something every other weekend, and it just becomes like, okay, I guess I'll watch this, but you become desensitized to it, and it really waters down the product that is battle rap. And so
that's a great point.
I'm glad that they're doing. Yeah, I'm glad that they're doing a lot more like app battles. Even though like this New Orleans part, I would love to see it live. But it'll be cool, like when they start dropping these battles, like, but they have to drop the battles, like they can't be waiting to live and die in LA, dude, they waited like 3-4 months after that event happened. And then they dropped the battles. It's like, okay, I don't really care because I just, you kind of like after like a week or two after the event's over, like even if you weren't there, it's kind of like you kind of hear the highlights from the event. You hear like the big moments and you hear the bars. And it's kind of like hearing how a movie was from everybody. It's like after a movie has its run in theaters and it comes out on streaming, and you're like, I guess I'll watch it. You're not as excited. I don't know. It's difficult, but yeah, I don't know what else to talk about, man. I am but yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
You have brought up Battle in the Bayou.
Would you battle Kid Chaos, or no? It's hard because he's from North Carolina.
Yeah. I mean, I would. I definitely wouldn't be calling him out or be going after him in that regard, because I think there's just certain people that I know. I could being on URL is weird because like there's certain people I know I could beat outside of URL, but URL it's a different crowd, and there's certain people like Easy. I can't imagine anyone beat Easy or Black Captain on URL at this point. And I think that for me, I have to be kind of like I got to figure out like who is worth like pursuing and calling out, and they got to have kind of a similar outcast type of factor. I mean that like literally like outside of the box factor, not an Andre 3000 factor. But like a certain outcast factor that would make the battle entertaining on both sides. And so, yeah, I mean, if they offer me Kid Chaos, I'd be mad because I think the Kid Chaos deserves someone like higher than me at the moment. But it'd be a good battle. It'd be interesting. It's definitely interesting to write for him. But yeah, I mean, at this point, I wouldn't turn down many people.
Okay. Let me get your predictions on the Battle in the Bayou. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Big T versus Kid Slade.
Kid Slade. Yeah. Although according to their the flyer, it's Shotgun Shug and Kid Slade. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see the image that URL put out with Big T and oh, okay. You didn't see that. That doesn't make any sense. Sorry. But yeah, Kid Slade. Thanks. Kid Slade on that one definitely.
Okay. All right. Shotgun Shug versus Drugs.
Drugs, probably. Well, no, sorry, Shug, because Drugs has like 6 battles this month, and so I think Shug is mad. So I give it to Shug.
I think Shug is at his best when people think he's going to lose.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why I think we're going to get a real good Shug versus Stumbles. But these two battles are close together, so he might. I don't know.
Oh, that's right. He's on that other card too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is risky.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about, man. Put Kid Chaos or Next or somebody on. Like, why did they do that? It's not fair to Shug. Like, it's not like I don't know why they do that. Why wouldn't they just spread out these I don't know. That's so annoying to me. But anyways, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
because probably.
Even though I'm not like, yeah, because if you go over the next card, so the next battle is Jack Boy Maine versus Tink the Demon. You could have put Kid Chaos against Jack Boy Maine.
Yeah. 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 That's just bizarre. I would give it to Jack.
Yeah, easy. Yeah. I don't.
Yeah.
And
yeah. Pretty.
The thing I hate about saying that is just giving it to Jack so easy against Tink is because there isn't too many battle rappers who rap like Tink the Demon. I just think it's just the gaps in when he's battling, and I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Tink the Demon's not
just Shotgun Shug. All he is Shotgun Shug going through like a really emo phase. Like he's just like,
I like that.
It's horrorcore battle rap, which like there's definitely a market for it. It's not something I personally am like super stoked to hear because I feel like it's pretty. There's nothing. I really like tailored direct stuff to your opponent, and Tink stuff. A lot of it is just very like I rip your flesh from your bones and eat it. It's like okay, and also with Tink, man, Tink looks like someone that would do that, so it definitely that works. But it's just not my style. But people like it, so it's more power to them.
Yeah. All right, and then that's the thing too. You could have put Nex or Kid Chaos against None, and you just said Chilla killed Mike P, and Mike P gets None.
Yeah, that's how it works, man. It's a numbers thing, and Mike is very familiar. He had the whole YouTube run, which is a huge advantage.
I really think he's a better podcaster. Like, I think he's a better
Mike's
talk.
Mike's still a name though, an adequate name though.
He is, but when the last time Mike got a win?
Yeah, I don't know if he's a name for like a good, like, I don't know if like him being a name is mainly for good things anymore. That's like a lot of it's more of a punchline. But I think that I mean, again, he did pretty well versus Chill. Like I was impressed with some of the stuff he was saying, but I think he's got to kind of get out of his own way a little bit too. And Mike's a lot like Donald Trump in the sense that people would like him more if he just stayed off Twitter. And so. And so Mike gets in his own way a lot, but yeah, for the Mike and None, I'm definitely gonna give it to None.
Do you know None? Cause you know we got to stick together, Carolina, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's a good friend.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been very supportive of me way before I was on URL, so he's a very stand up guy.
Hey, that's what's up. Holla at him, see if we can get him on the show, man. None got to put Carolina on, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I got none in that one. New Jersey Twerk versus Jerry West. I got to hear who you got in this.
Oh man, dude. I don't know. This should totally be the headlining battle for me personally. I just think this is such an insane. This could easily be battle of the year. Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm going to give it to Jerry because
talk that shit, Anderson. Talk that shit.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to Jerry on this because I think that. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Every time Twerk's battled recently, I filmed him versus Snake Eyes, and that was like, and I was like, oh, he's absolutely killing it. But again, man, I also helped film Jerry versus Lou Castro, and I'm like, oh, dude, I don't know who can stand in front of this right here. So I'm gonna give it to Jerry. Jerry's always been pretty consistent, and he's I don't know. He had a career performance against Lou, and I think he took a long break, so I think he's got a lot of stuff stored up as far as like bars. So I think I'm gonna give it to Jerry on this one. What do y'all think?
I think
what's your opinion? Wait. What's your opinion? My bad, Vic. What's your opinion if Twerk choke but Jerry do good? Does the battle still count for Jerry, or no? People gonna look at it like, oh, Twerk choke 2 out of 3 rounds, so of course we got to give it to Jerry.
Yeah, I think that's how they look at it. I don't think Twerk can ever get kicked out of URL because to a degree, Twerk being inconsistent helps him. Because, dude, say what you will, and I'm sick of battle fans pretending like this isn't the case. I will always be so much more excited to see Twerk's name on the card than 99% of battlers on the planet. I'm always excited to see it because if he does well, we get the greatest performance of all time. And I'm so willing to roll those dice because he is that good. He is without a he's perfect. He's like the perfect battler. He just has to be consistent. But even if he was constantly consistent, he'd run into the Rum Nitty problem because Nitty is he's insane. He's always
insane. Yep.
But over time, always being consistent, that becomes old to a degree because like if you remember him versus Nitty versus T-Rex, Nitty did amazing. He had that Whitney Houston bar. That was incredible. But it wasn't like a God-tier performance that we're used to seeing from him. So if you constantly deliver at a 10 and give us a 9.5, fans disappointed. If you're Twerk and you give us a on a scale of 1 to 10, a 12 every once in a while, and then give us a 3, fans are going to be interested and they're going to tune in to see what you're going to give us. And so that's why Twerk is so marketable because it's like they're mainly tuning in to see if he can remember his lines, and that's just star power, man. That's he's impressive.
Boy, you dropping gems, boy. You dropping some gems. That's some the way you just broke that down, it is because we always said this. Me, Vaughn, and my other brother Holly, we always said this. If battle rap, if there was a battle rap video game, like everybody would do the Twerk build. You know how 2K, everybody makes this one my player build and they go on the court and play. You would make the Twerk build. Everybody would. And they would go online and they'll battle rap other people with the Twerk build. Because he is, He's like the perfect battle rapper. It is. He just can't stay consistent, man. That's like in a parallel universe, Twerk versus Easy the Block Captain should headline Summer Madness.
Yeah.
That's how good Twerk is. That's how good he is.
Yeah. No. The Twerk is like the Michael Phelps of battle rap in the sense that like when Michael Phelps like this sounds a little weird. Like physically, like if you look at like from like a sports perspective, Michael Phelps is built in the perfect like dimensions of a swimmer to like glide through the water. Twerk is built the exact same way. He is tall, he is big, and he has this voice. Twerk could be a voice actor, man. His voice is insane, and he has the writing capability. He is just tailor made for what he does. He's got to improve that stat where it's the memorization stat. But other than that, he's literally perfect.
Yeah, we agree with that. Okay, Danny Myers versus Fonz.
Oh man, I don't know. I'd probably give it to Fonz. Yeah. I think again, Danny's incredible. I feel like I see Danny so much, and I don't see Fonz as much, and so I'm more excited to see Fonz. I think Fonz will show out. I don't know though. It's weird that that's a
Fonz just had a battle with Calico too.
Yeah.
Fonz
True. God, how do people do that, man? How do you write for Calico and then Danny Myers in like 2 weeks? That's insane. But yeah, I'll still give it to Fonz. I think Fonz is. Yeah, I'm gonna get that. What do y'all think?
I think it's gonna be a slugfest. I think it's gonna be one of them ones.
I agree with Vaughn on that. I think it's gonna be one of them ones. The thing with Danny now, like we had a conversation about it on a couple episodes. It could have been it was last show. It was last show. I think Danny Myers doesn't get the credit he deserves as far as what he's done in battle rap. And then now at his age and the stage of his career, he's added rebuttaling to his arsenal. Like, that's kind of crazy if you think about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, None probably arguably has, like, under Easy, has been one of the hottest guys this year. But Danny versus None, Danny made None look like he wasn't supposed to be up there. And None from Carolina, I love None. Shout out to None. But Danny, it made it look like he wasn't supposed to be there. You know, so, like, if Fonz goes first and Danny rebuttals everything, like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, the rebuttal will definitely Danny, because Danny's rebuttals they're good, but it doesn't matter if they're good or not. Danny will hype up his bars so effectively that it doesn't even matter. It's like it's just fire regardless because Danny can sell it so well, and a lot of times it is incredible. Sometimes it's not that great, but he believes it is, and so it's like it's like a borderline, like kind of the Dot factor where it's like we're Dot so confident that anything he says sounds really good, and of course Danny's incredible, but like his confidence is so insane that like he's just fun to watch regardless. So he's definitely, it'll definitely be a good battle.
Yeah, and I just think Fonz recently choking a little bit in the tournament. People thinking he's vulnerable now, but Fonz and Av, you still can't take those battles lightly whatsoever. So yeah, that should be a slugfest, like Vaughn said.
Yeah, that'll be dope.
All right, last battle: the Bardashians versus, I don't know if I'm saying this right, Shunarel.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Is it Shuni and who's the other person on that team?
What's her name, Vaughn?
I don't know. You know, I don't be in the girl.
Oh, Farrah Funeral.
Farrah Funeral. There it is. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I'm gonna give that to Official and Jazz. Just because it's Official and Jazz. They're like the powerhouse of female battle rap. So I would.
Yeah, and this a home game for Official. Yeah. Hell yeah, this a home game. She gonna show out. She gonna show her ass. Hell yeah, she gonna show her ass.
Yeah, that'll be dope. I'm looking forward to seeing them.
So how do you what is your take on Stumbles? Do you think Stumbles is having like a crazy run this year, or do you think he's gonna fizzle out, or what do you think? I
don't know, man. I think it's kind of corny. what Stumbles did with like the Snake Eyes fight. I mean, I think it's just corny to fight someone over battle rap, which is just the dumbest thing ever to me. And then stealing the belt and stuff, like it's just kind of corny. And I think it's weird that URL booked them as a headlining event for like a big caffeine thing, especially like, you know, kind of the idea, at least from like a viewer perspective, is like they're gonna put them last because like they might fight. And I think it's like there's a question of you fighting. I think if you're a battle rapper and the league that booked you is scared that you're gonna punch your opponent, that's corny to me because you're ruining what we're doing. And I think Stumbles, I don't know, like battle rappers that actually throw punches. It's like you're playing putt-putt with somebody who gets super mad and they break their club over their knee. It's like, bro, this is putt-putt. This isn't serious. This isn't like a serious, like, you shouldn't be fighting over this stuff. And so I think that Stumbles is like, he's good at getting people talking about him because of like his I guess kind of antics outside of the ring, which is ironic for me to say because I guess I kind of do the same thing. But I think Stumbles, you know, I didn't see his entire performance against Snake Eyes, but he definitely had some good lines. And so if Stumbles can just focus on the rapping and less on the whatever he does outside of it, man, I hope he does well. I hope he succeeds. But it's I don't know, man. I don't see. I'm not blown away by his rapping performance. And I kind of root for people more like Truffaut or she kind of like who are just, you know, they're, I don't know. I root more for them. So I don't know if he's gonna I don't know, man. But yeah, Stumbles is fire occasionally, but I think I don't know, man. That's
I think he capitalized off of what happened. You know, yeah, granted, it was a negative moment. It was a negative moment, but I think he capitalized off the fame that got off of that negative moment, and you know he did good with it. Now I don't think he's going to have to fight no more. I think everybody knows. Okay, you know, Stumbles down to swing for battle rap. You know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, I feel like, you know, he positive came out of it. No, on the negative side, yeah, I think this hurts Snake a lot. But I mean, he is back on URL. He has the Holmesy the God battle, but I mean, he needs to
it's more so. Holmesy. Yeah, I mean, it's more so what the precedent that it sets for future people coming into URL. Like I was jokingly like kind of saying before the Dot battle, I was kind of telling Dot, I'm like, dude, you know, we're on this like app only thing. You know, if there's not a big crowd there, like let's just swing on each other before the battle, and then URL will book us like on caffeine because like, you know, there'll be enough hype. You know, like if that's kind of like what will get you booked. I don't like that precedent. Like I think that if you swing on somebody outside the event, like you're a liability now, and you shouldn't be necessarily like rewarded with like a much better opportunity because like you put people's literal lives like at risk. Like when something like that happens, you just don't know what could happen, and you're kind of like putting URL's reputation at stake and like battle rap as a whole. And so, yeah, I mean, I don't really fault Stumbles Stumbles definitely capitalized on it, and I can't fault him for that. So, I mean, you know, that's great. I just don't like the whole situation personally, but you know, it's whatever. I hope he does well. I hope he's successful. But that's my thoughts on it.
Okay. Hey, Anderson,
would you battle Stumbles?
I'd love to. Yeah, I'd love to.
Oh, okay.
That'd be really fun.
Yeah, I think Anderson, you know Anderson's style, man. He go Anderson gonna try to spin a lot of that. He is, and that's what makes you.
Yeah, it'll be fun, man. I'd like to see. Yeah, actually, I haven't really thought about this. Some will be pretty fun to write for. I think. Yeah, I don't know. That would be pretty fun though. Yeah. Yeah.
You got anything you want to promote? Tell the fans.
I'll say this, man. I've been working hard. I don't know if y'all remember when I sampled Averb's voice and made that rap video. Like when I sampled it to a beat and rapped over it like a couple months ago. But I'm doing something similar again for like when they drop Me versus Dot. And so just it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna be just you know, look out for it on my Twitter and Instagram and stuff. And I'll be just pretty much a promo video / call out video where I'm just rapping, and so it'll be
what's up,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Hey, Keith,
Yeah, I
how
really
much
appreciate y'all
longer
having
you
me on here.
how much longer you got in school?
I got 2 more years in film school.
Is it something that, like, while you're in school, you get comfortable with it, or you feel like every day you learning something different?
In film school? Oh no, it's not great. I don't love it. But it's fine. Yeah, it's cool. I think you can learn a lot of film school personally on YouTube, but yeah, I don't know. I'm enjoying it to a degree. Yeah, yep. But yeah, man. Well, I really appreciate you having me on the show, man. It's always fun, and definitely give me y'all's thoughts on the dot battle when it drops.
Hey, you already know we will, bro. You know we will.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
follow Anderson Burros, Soup Talk Podcast. We out.
Appreciate it,
We
guys.
out. Thank you.
No problem, man. Y'all take it easy.